Hi, just pushing the button today. I told you I'm trying to get used to just being on cam every night, and I'm exhausted. Had a great day, but it was a long day. And I told myself I would push this button for an hour every day, so I figured I'm just going to watch some weird videos and play some Pogo games. So if you stay, you stay. Say hi. If you have to go, have a nice night. And I hope the storm doesn't hit you too bad. But it's Friday night. Storms, I guess the storm's coming in tomorrow for most people. When's the storm coming in for you? Okay, maybe I should pull up the chat room. Told you it was a long day. Not a bad day, just a long day. So we're going to switch channels. We're going to go to mine. And then we're going to pull up my chat room. And I know I'm doing it live in front of you. None of this really matters so much. Pull up my chat room. All that matters. You okay? What happened? God bless you. That was one hell of a sneeze. You good? Holy smokes. That was one hell of a sneeze, babe. So, wow. I wonder if I'm having an internet connection problem. Look at the clarity. Looks like dog doo-doo. Let's run a speed test while we're live. We're not doing anything else. I've 2 minutes in. I have another 58 minutes to go. Then I'm gonna go to sleep. It was a great day. Great day. Just a long day. Plus I did some food prep because of the storm that's coming. Who knows what's gonna happen with the storm. But I push the button every night for an hour. You gotta show up for yourself when you say something. Like I told you that I'm gonna push the button every night for an hour, and then after a couple dozen days I'll actually come up with a show. Not really a show. I guess I should say a video. Maybe a show. I don't know. We'll decide. But right now, the only decision I've made is to push the button for 1 hour a night. What was I looking up? I truly forgot. Maybe I could rewind. What was I looking up? Oh, that's so bad. That's so bad. Alright, well, let's go back to the Pogo game. I'll come up with it. Let's listen to this 11 mysterious videos that cannot be explained. And of course, I'll probably have commentary during them. I've already watched the first couple. Hey. What you doing? What are you doing? You coming up here? Okay. What are you coming up, or are you going out in the other room? Here. Yeah. It's your world. I just live in it. She's the office cat. Oh, I was looking up there because I usually had my camera. She's the office cat. You can probably see her better. Say hi, Saki. Okay. And I didn't put the fireplace on behind me. You're just going to have to deal with a black screen. That fireplace is from my Sleepy Hollow sessions. And so is the one that you see on the screen. Sleepy, and I guess it would be this one. That video is Sleepy Hollow sessions. The one I have on the screen, that's not mine. Alright, let's listen to 11. Well, I've already listened to 3. So let's listen to 8 mysterious videos that cannot be explained.
Visited the hotel looking for the witnesses. This footage from the lobby security camera of the hotel shows the men walking into the building. The men asked to speak to the guests that had witnessed the event, but were told by staff that they were no longer there. The staff members that spoke to the men said that they were very pale and had no eyebrows or eyelashes, and that
dudes with no eyebrows showed up to talk to somebody. You should just say that those guests aren't there.
Said that they looked as though both men's hair was fake, as if they were wearing wigs to cover the fact that they were bald. The staff member also claimed that both men had very large, deep blue eyes, and that the entire time they spoke, they never blinked once. If you look closely at the footage of the two
Where did I
men
put my
entering the
glasses?
hotel, you can
Oh,
see the man on the
in my
left
pocket.
appears to be having trouble keeping his feet straight as he
I had all my
walks.
readers. And these are my computer ones. I don't like to have...
Did the guests witness some kind of alien spacecraft above their
In a good
hotel?
way.
And were these the mysterious men in black that have been reported to appear after many UFO sightings? If so, were they top-level government agents sent to assess the case, or could they have
So
been
what game do we want
aliens
to play
looking
today?
to erase
Let's just
any
look at all
knowledge
of
of their
them. Browse all
existence?
games. Let's play something totally ridiculous. Since I'm by... Ow,
On the 31st of January
What are you doing,
2013,
silly?
21-year-old Eliza Lamb disappeared
What are
while
you
staying
doing,
at the
Sil-
Cecil Hotel in downtown
What are you
LA.
doing?
Lamb,
Alright,
a
I won't
student
pet
at the
you. I'm
University
not
of
gonna
British
pet you at all.
Columbia in Vancouver,
You're gonna keep
was
biting
travelling at
me.
the time of her disappearance,
I
and the
played
alarm was
Tri-Peak
raised after
Solitaire.
she failed to contact her parents the day she was scheduled to check out of the hotel.
Let's play...
When the police failed to locate Lamb, they decided to release the video footage of an elevator security camera in the hotel in an effort to collect more information. In the footage, Lamb can be seen moving very strangely as if she's hiding from someone or something.
She doesn't know that she can push the elevator door to be shut.
She
Like,
can be seen entering the elevator calmly before
Okay,
pressing
that was
several
very
of the buttons on
ungraceful.
the panel. She then stands back and seems to wait for the doors to close.
Flinks, this was the one that I wanted to play yesterday. Is this it? Let me see. Let me see, let me
Suddenly,
see, let
she
me
lunges
see.
forward and looks down the hallway before standing up against the wall.
I missed it when I was going through the playlist.
She then
yesterday.
exits the elevator before returning, pressing more buttons on the panel. She exits the elevator one final time and can be seen communicating with something before wandering off down the hallway.
Are we gonna shut this up? No, let's shut you up.
Quickly, it went viral. In the first 10 days, it received more than 3 million views and 40,000 comments on the Chinese video sharing site Youko. Many of the viewers said they found the footage unsettling and difficult to watch. Shortly after her disappearance, hotel guests began complaining of black, strange-tasting water and low water pressure. When the maintenance staff went to investigate, they discovered the body of Eliza Lamb floating inside one of the water tanks. Despite a thorough police investigation, several inconsistencies of Lamb's disappearance has never been answered.
That's awful.
The autopsy report deemed her death to be accidental. However, the police noted that the 8-foot-high tanks, which were located on the roof of the hotel, were only accessible with a key and almost impossible to enter without a ladder. Many theories have attempted to explain Lamb's disappearance, from murder to the supernatural. Her death has even been noted for its eerie similarities to the 2005 horror film Dark Water. In the film, a mother and daughter move into a rundown apartment building with a dysfunctional elevator. Discoloured water eventually leads them to the water tank on the roof, where they discover the body of a girl who's been reported missing a year earlier.
Wait,
To this
I
day,
thought
the
it was...
fate of Eliza Lamb remains a mystery.
Why did it change?
This mysterious video was taken on a road in Qingtai,
Wait,
China.
why is it changing?
As the two white vans approach the intersection, something very strange happens. Suddenly, the two vans lift into the air and get pushed backwards, almost as though a very strong gust of wind picks them up and shakes them out.
But the
What
people
could have
were
happened
okay.
to these vans?
Watch the
What sort
people.
of strange force has the power to lift two vans into the air with such ease?
Oh, there was a car over there too.
This footage was taken from a dash cam somewhere in Russia. As the traffic is driving along, the semi-trailer suddenly begins to swerve, nearly colliding with oncoming traffic. At first, it's difficult to see why the truck swerves, but then the answer becomes apparent. A man wearing what looks to be a lab coat seems to appear out of nowhere. Several theories have attempted to explain this bizarre event. It's been suggested that the man could be a scientist from the future who miscalculated a time travel teleportation. If you look closely, however, you can actually see the man crossing the road in front of the truck. What is difficult to explain, however, is the relaxed and almost robotic reaction the man has after his near-fatal miss. He simply turns, puts his hands in his lab coat pockets and calmly walks off down the road. Why was this man attempting to cross the road in the first place? There seems to be nothing but
Why
empty
does the
fields on the other
scientist
side.
cross the road?
What do you think is happening
To
in this
get to
video?
the other
We'd love to
side.
get your opinion. Let us know in the comments section below.
So bad. Sorry about that.
This mysterious video was posted in 2014 by a man known only as Ted, who claims to have been a police officer since 1983. After responding to a domestic disturbance in Delray, Detroit, Ted says he heard some strange noises coming from a neighbouring house.
I misjudged that
so he
one.
decided to take a closer look. As he approaches the house,
That's okay,
which appears
I'll-
to be burnt out and abandoned, the
Let's
officer
put it here.
pans the camera towards an old newspaper clipping before
There
calling
we
out
go.
to see if anyone's inside.
Here we go.
Suddenly, a ghoulish face appears in the upstairs window before disappearing into the darkness. It's later revealed in the video that the article that the police officer found was about a woman named Rose Verez, who was known as the Witch of Delray. Verez was thought to have murdered up to 12 men in the 1930s. However, her neighbours were too scared to testify against her because they believed she had supernatural powers that could make their children sick. Could the ghostly face that the police
What's
officer
this
saw in the
burning
window
thing
of this burnt-out
for?
old house be that of the infamous Delray Witch?
What does the burning thing mean? I don't know what the burning things means.
In 2015, a CCTV camera in a Taiwanese alleyway captured this unnerving and creepy footage. As the heavy rain pours down, a man can be seen walking down the alleyway towards his parked motorbike. Just as the man reaches his bike, a young girl in a red dress mysteriously appears alongside the parked van at the opposite end of the alleyway. As the footage continues, a motorbike can be seen riding past in the background. If you take a closer look as the bike passes, however, you can see the wheels of the bike through the little girl's head. What makes this video even creepier is the fact that in Taiwan there's an urban legend known as the Girl in Red.
Alright,
A
I
ghost
don't
of a
know
young
what
girl
the...
dressed
Oh, it
in a
says
red dress
5
that
times.
stalks and haunts her victims.
So is there a way to... Because...
This video was filmed in a hospital in Guadalajara, Mexico. It shows an orderly laughing and joking around for the camera when suddenly a mysterious dark figure walks by the window. As the person holding the camera rushes to investigate, the two open the door and head into what appears to be an operating theatre. Suddenly, a table begins to move for no apparent reason. The startled pair quickly leave the room, and as they do, the camera holder does a full 360-degree sweep of the room. There's no one else in the room and no other door that the mysterious figure could have entered or exited from.
Oh, that was definitely a person.
What was this shadowy figure? Could it have been the ghost of someone that passed away in this very operating room?
What do you
2015,
think?
a floating city appeared in the clouds above Foshan in the Guangdong province of China. It was witnessed by thousands of people, and footage of the mysterious city in the clouds even made the Chinese news. Many theories tried to explain the strange city in the sky. Some said it was part of a top-secret NASA-funded project known as Project Bluebeam, technology that can reportedly project large-scale holograms into the clouds. Others speculated that it could have been a doorway to an alternate reality that opened for just long enough to allow stunned onlookers to get a glimpse of another world. It wasn't the first time a city in the clouds has been spotted either. In 2011, this footage was taken in Huangshan City in China's Anhui province. What do you think these mysterious cities could be? Are they an optical illusion, government testing, or a gateway to another world? Let us know in the comments section below. Well, that's the end of the episode. Thank you so much for watching. Now in the comments...
Okay. That wasn't as thrilling as I thought it was going to be. It was more, let's see if we can find a story. I'm going to switch to my own account right here.
And a short time later, two mysterious men
No.
dressed in black suits
I don't
visited
need
the
to
hotel.
play this again. We've already played that. Let's look up. Just, I don't know, something strange. Strange. Unusual. Oh, strange universe. Strange unsolved mysteries. Strange underwater creatures. Let's do strange unexplained mysteries. Or should we do strange underwater sightings? What in the world is this guy? Real life portal caught on camera. What?
This man was working away on his computer when he suddenly noticed flashes of light behind him. In the video, we can clearly see flashes of light followed by stuff falling out of the ceiling. This man was working away on his computer
That's
when
all
he
we're gonna
suddenly
get?
noticed flashes of light behind him.
I am not so thrilled with... Alright, so... Caught on a guy's ringtone. Okay, this guy's pretty good right here.
When you finish this video, you're going to Google 2 words. In 2014, 2 Dutch college students were staying in Panama when they decided to take their When you finish this video, you're going to Google 2 words. In 2014, 2 Dutch college students were staying in Panama when they decided to take their host family's dog out for a walk. The dog returned, but the girls didn't. After 10 weeks without any leads, a local woman turned in a blue backpack that contained the girls' cell phones and their camera. Using their call log, they were able to determine that the girls would attempt to reach emergency services 77 times, all unsuccessful, starting just hours into their trip. It was also determined that 5 days after those 77 calls, somebody tried unsuccessfully several times to unlock the girls' phones. But the most distressing thing is what was found on the camera. The first set was taken on the day they left and they were totally normal. The second set was taken in the middle of the night over a week after they had left, and it showed all their belongings neatly laid out on a rock, and it showed one of the girls who appeared to be hurt. They found their remains spread out around the area where the backpack was found, and some of their bones appeared to have been bleached. There is still no official cause of death or explanation as to what happened. When you finish this video, you're going to Google 2 words.
I don't want to...
In 2014, 2 Dutch college students were staying in Panama.
Thank you, Mr. Ballin. He has good stories, but not that I want to... Cost of Adventure compilation. Top 5 bingeable scary stories. Death Trip edition. I prefer more alien and weird stuff. Yeah, no. Sunshine State Killer was there the whole time. No, let's look up like alien stuff. Unexplained type mysteries like that. Not, let's go to unexplained mysteries, not like real life death. I don't want to do real life death. Yeah, like stuff like that. Okay, so we're going to go to unsolved mysteries and their videos. And logger records something big watching him. And... $600 people, FBI closes the case in 3 days. 33 in 3 days and 3 hours. Alright, so let's put this one. Strange things happening worldwide that no one was meant to see. We'll do that one. Okay.
The Bank of England has warned to prepare for alien US disclosure. The possibility of official alien disclosure is no longer confined to speculative corners of the internet.
Oh, there's some
According to
sort
a
of
former
treasure
analyst
there.
from the Bank of England, Confirmation of non-human intelligence could trigger dramatic consequences across global financial systems, including a sudden rush into Bitcoin. The analyst warned that such a revelation could unleash extreme price volatility, driven by widespread catastrophizing or overwhelming euphoria, ultimately leading to a collapse in confidence in traditional markets. In moments of profound uncertainty, people historically seek alternatives that exist outside government control, and digital assets could become a focal point of that reaction. This warning arrives only months after the release of The Age of Disclosure, a documentary that has ignited an unprecedented wave of public speculation. The film's appearance has coincided with renewed political intrigue, with many openly wondering whether President Trump could become the leader who finally acknowledges the long-rumored presence of non-human intelligence. The timing has amplified the impact of the discussion, pushing it far beyond casual curiosity and into the realm of serious global consideration. For many observers, the world now appears to be approaching a threshold moment. The documentary features extraordinary statements from high-level officials that suggest secrecy around unidentified aerial phenomena has been deliberately maintained for decades.
What are we doing?
This sense that hidden truths may soon surface has reshaped how people view institutions, authority, and even the nature of reality itself.
2
In
million
such an environment,
subscribers.
financial behavior becomes deeply psychological, shaped as much by belief and emotion as by data. At the center of this unfolding moment is the documentary's director, Dan Farah. Growing up during the 1980s and 1990s, Farah was immersed in a cultural landscape saturated with extraterrestrial narratives. In a recent interview with The Guardian, he explained that those early influences planted a lasting curiosity about whether humanity is truly alone, and whether governments have quietly guarded that knowledge. Over time, that curiosity evolved into a professional mission to explore the truth behind the mystery.
I
Farah's
signed
background as a Hollywood
into
producer,
Twitch
including
just to
work
push the
alongside
button.
Steven Spielberg, gave
But
him
we're
both
only
the
gonna go
resources
with
and
YouTube's
experience to approach such a complex subject.
Amount of
Spielberg himself has long expressed
stream time.
fascination with
1
the
hour.
idea of
I
non-human
needed to
life,
do 1 hour.
a
I
theme
promised
reflected
myself I
throughout
would
his
do 1
career.
hour. I'm at 22
His
minutes.
creative legacy reinforces the idea that humanity's story may extend far beyond Earth, shaping public imagination for generations. Big update regarding the mysterious tridactyls. The recent tridactyl announcement has emerged as one of the most unsettling and transformative developments in modern archaeological and biological research. At the center of this unfolding mystery is a detailed comparative analysis conducted by Dr. Fung, who utilized advanced computed tomography data to examine both human skeletal structures and those belonging to the tridactyl specimens. The resulting comparison has proven impossible to dismiss. The contrast between a human foot and the feet of the specimen known as Montserrat reveals differences that extend far beyond the simple absence of 2 toes. The entire skeletal framework is fundamentally distinct, from bone proportions and joint alignment to
I
the
didn't know if I was
overall
gonna pick
structural
that right.
organization of the foot itself. This discovery challenges earlier attempts to explain the specimens as altered human remains. The tridactyl feet do not resemble modified human bones, nor do they align with known congenital conditions. Instead, the architecture suggests a unique biological blueprint,
Ooh.
one that developed according
Hit
to a
that one
different
wrong.
anatomical logic. The joints articulate in unfamiliar ways, weight distribution follows a different pattern, and the skeletal symmetry indicates intentional biological design rather than surgical alteration or assembly. What has elevated this case from curiosity to profound revelation
Ooh,
is the
there we go.
convergence of multiple scientific disciplines. Genetic analysis, bioinformatics, and high-resolution scanning technologies have collectively transformed the discussion. Researchers announced that preserved soft tissue, muscles, and even internal organs remain within the mummified bodies. Such preservation is extraordinary, given the immense age of the remains, and has allowed scientists to conduct biological examinations previously thought impossible. These tissues show coherence and continuity, reinforcing the conclusion that the bodies were once living organisms rather than constructed artifacts. Perhaps the most startling revelation was the discovery that one specimen had been pregnant at the time of passing. This finding offers unprecedented evidence that these beings experienced life cycles, reproduction, and biological development. The presence of gestation reshapes the conversation entirely, forcing a reconsideration of long-held assumptions about ancient life and the boundaries of known human diversity. Bioinformatics specialist Elena Hardy has played a central role in analysing the genetic data. Her work began with skepticism, aiming to disprove the notion that the unusual anatomy could be explained through genetics. She examined polydactyly, a condition associated with extra digits, and identified a mutation in the GLI3 gene, which is linked to such traits. While this discovery offered partial insight, it failed to explain the extensive skeletal deviations seen throughout the body, particularly in joint formation and bone density. Genetic testing revealed that much of the DNA aligns with human genetic profiles, though contamination and degradation posed challenges typical of ancient samples. Researchers carefully extracted material from bone and muscle tissue using techniques designed for fragile remains. These fragments were sequenced and reconstructed through advanced computational tools, allowing comparison with known terrestrial organisms. While some genetic segments initially defied classification, further analysis suggested they too originated from Earth-based life. Mysterious photograph taken at the Glasgow Transport Museum. This strange photograph has become one of the most compelling modern examples of a possible time anomaly captured by chance. The image was taken by a tourist visiting the Glasgow Transport Museum, a place dedicated to preserving vehicles from earlier eras. While photographing a historic tram that now serves as a static exhibit, the photographer noticed nothing unusual at the time. It was only later, upon reviewing the image, that an unexpected figure appeared seated inside the tram, clearly visible through the window. What makes this image particularly unsettling is the fact that the tram is not operational. It is sealed as part of a museum display, with all access points reportedly locked and monitored. There should have been no one inside. Yet the photograph shows what appears to be a man dressed in clothing consistent with an earlier period, sitting calmly, as if the tram was still in active service. His posture is relaxed, his gaze fixed forward, completely unaware of the modern world around him. Those who have studied the image note that the figure does not resemble a reflection or a trick of light. The clarity, depth, and placement of the individual suggest a physical presence rather than a photographic artifact. Museum staff confirmed that no reenactments, mannequins, or staff members were present inside the tram at the time the photograph was taken. This has led many to believe that the image captured something far more extraordinary. The idea that the rider could be a passenger from another time has fascinated researchers and historians alike. Some suggest the tram itself may act as a kind of residual imprint, holding moments from its past and occasionally allowing them to surface. Others believe the photograph may represent a brief overlap between eras, where past and present momentarily intersected. What was meant to be a simple souvenir photograph has instead become a haunting reminder that history may not be as distant as it seems.
No.
The mystery of the Westall High School UFO. The Westall High School UFO sighting stands as one of the most extraordinary and well-documented unexplained aerial encounters in Australian history. The event took place in Melbourne during the 1960s and unfolded in broad daylight, witnessed by an unusually large number of people. Unlike many sightings that rely on a single observer or vague testimony, the Westall incident involved students, teachers, and local residents, all describing a remarkably consistent sequence of events.
Oh, my
At
bad.
approximately 11 in the morning, students at Westall High School noticed a strange object moving silently across the sky above the school grounds.
Two bad shots.
The object was described as disc-shaped and roughly twice the size of an average car. Witnesses recalled that it appeared to shimmer with a faint purple hue, giving it an otherworldly appearance that immediately drew attention. As the object descended, it seemed to hover briefly before leveling out and traveling low over the school, eventually disappearing behind a line of nearby trees.
Wait, I thought it was
As the
orange
sighting
again.
continued, more students rushed onto the school
some of
field,
them, like,
alerted
changing?
by the commotion. Estimates suggest that up to 200 individuals may have witnessed the event. For roughly 20 minutes, attention remained fixed on the area where the object had vanished. Then, without warning, the craft re-emerged, rising rapidly into the sky before accelerating away at an incredible speed. Some witnesses also reported seeing 5 smaller aircraft appear shortly afterward, seemingly in pursuit of the departing object. The mystery deepened when the area behind the trees was examined. investigators discovered 3 distinct patches of scorched grass, arranged in a pattern that suggested something had rested there briefly. These marks did not resemble ordinary fire damage and appeared localized and deliberate.
Oh, crop circle things?
Shortly after this discovery, individuals believed to be part of a military unit arrived at the scene. They conducted their own examinations, cordoned off sections of the area, and displayed a level of urgency that alarmed many observers. Accounts differ regarding what happened next, but several sources agree that nearby structures, including a barn, were either heavily searched or later destroyed.
Destroyed?
What remains consistent across testimonies is the behavior of the authorities in the days that followed.
What are you doing?
Students and staff members reported receiving visits at their homes. They were warned not to discuss what they had seen, and those who had already spoken openly were allegedly cautioned about serious consequences. The intense response from officials suggested that the event was far more than a misunderstanding or misidentified object. The effort to silence witnesses, combined with physical evidence at the landing site, has led many to believe that authorities were fully aware of what occurred and sought to control the narrative.
Yeah. Alright, that's better.
Dr. Villaroel's discovery. Dr. Beatrice Villaroel's recent study has taken the scientific community by surprise, introducing a discovery so significant that, if confirmed, it could rewrite everything humanity thought it knew about space, technology, and our place in the universe.
Because I don't have anything for that.
Her research, published under the title Aligned Multiple Transient Events in the First Palomar Sky Survey,
so I want to get rid
presents
of
evidence
green
of what
in
appears
case
to
I
be a
get
vast
blue.
and coordinated
I could pop a
network
blue
of
in
artificial objects in high Earth orbit, captured in photographs taken between the years 1949 and 1958, a full decade before the launch of Sputnik and the official dawn of human spaceflight. These findings are not merely interesting, they are staggering in their implications.
There's a blue.
The study is based on an in-depth analysis of the
Let's see
first
if we can
Palomar
get
Sky
that
Survey,
angle from here.
a historical archive of astronomical photographs collected well before humanity had the ability to place objects in orbit. Dr. Villaroel's team examined hundreds of thousands of images from this sky survey, seeking out flashes of light that appeared suddenly
didn't get it.
and then vanished just as quickly.
Bad aim.
These flashes, amounting to nearly 300,000 separate events, were too brief to be stars or cosmic phenomena, and too frequent and organized to be dismissed as photographic error. More than 298,000 short-lived flashes of light were catalogued across these plates. Upon closer inspection, many of these flashes were aligned and occurred simultaneously across various sections of the sky. Their characteristics were consistent with sunlight reflecting off metallic surfaces, suggesting that they were solid, physical objects orbiting Earth. These objects, according to the team's calculations, were located approximately 40,000 to 80,000 kilometers above Earth, placing them in high orbit, decades before humanity possessed rockets capable of reaching even low Earth orbit. One of the most critical aspects of the study was a simple, yet decisive test. If these flashes were caused by photographic errors or cosmic rays, they would appear regardless of lighting conditions.
I like this game.
However,
it's relaxing.
when the suspected objects were within Earth's shadow, known as the umbra, the flashes completely vanished. When the same regions were illuminated by the sun, the flashes returned. This ruled out anomalies in the photographic plates themselves and strongly supported the conclusion that these were physical objects reflecting sunlight. The scientific weight of this discovery becomes undeniable when considering the statistical result of the analysis. The team recorded a result of 22 sigma, an almost unimaginable level of certainty in physics. For comparison, a 3 sigma finding is considered noteworthy.
What's 22 sigma? Hold on. 22 sigma. Statistics. Meaning. 22 sigma meaning. Sigma in Gen Alpha slang refers to a popular, confident, and independent person. No. I don't want it in slang. I want it in... While originating from the manosphere to describe a successful loner. Oh, come on. I want it in 22 sigma. I want to say event. Did they notice the 22 sigma event? Is that what they said? Okay, that's better. A 22 sigma event represents an astronomically rare, practically impossible occurrence in a normal distribution, with a probability so low it suggests the assumed data model is entirely incorrect. It indicates a result 22 standard deviations away from the mean, indicating a near zero chance of occurring by random chance. Okay, and that's what the scientists noted. I noted that. So noted.
A 5 sigma result is required to confirm a new discovery, but 22 sigma, that is beyond extraordinary. It is a number so large that the likelihood of this being a coincidence is estimated at 1 in 10 to the power of 70. A number so small, it effectively equates to 0. In the world of science, this level of certainty is considered definitive. When researchers say 22 sigma, they are not suggesting or speculating. They are declaring that the phenomenon is real. And this phenomenon is no minor blip. It is not 1 or 2 strange lights in the sky. It is a massive, organized array of artificial objects, hundreds of thousands of them, aligned and coordinated in a way that suggests intention and design. This is infrastructure, and it was there before humans had even left the atmosphere. Adding further weight to the implications, several of these flashes line up with major unidentified aerial phenomena events in Earth's history. One particularly strong signal, at 3.9 sigma, corresponds with the well-known Washington, D.C. UFO incident of 1952, when multiple unidentified objects appeared over the United States Capitol. Another aligns with the massive surge in UFO sightings across Europe in 1954, especially in France and Italy. These coincidences hint at a possible connection between what was happening in Earth's skies and what was orbiting silently above. But perhaps the most chilling element of this story is what occurred at Harvard University. Between the years 1953 and 1968, there exists a conspicuous 15-year gap in Harvard's otherwise continuous astronomical photographic records. This missing period, known among researchers as the Menzel Gap, began just as Palomar was recording its extraordinary data. Dr. Donald H. Menzel, then director of the Harvard Observatory, abruptly shut down the plate program and ordered the destruction of hundreds of thousands of photographic plates without examining them. These plates would have provided crucial overlap with Dr. Villarreal's data, potentially confirming her findings across 2 major observatories. Dr. Menzel was more than a scientist. He had strong connections to United States intelligence agencies and was a vocal skeptic of UFOs. His decision to halt the program and destroy the data has long puzzled researchers. In light of Dr. Villarreal's findings, it raises serious questions. Was this simply a scientific redirection, or was it a calculated move to erase evidence of something humanity was not ready to understand? The timing is too precise to ignore. What Dr. Villarreal's study implies is not merely the presence of unidentified flying objects. It suggests the existence of a fully constructed surveillance grid in orbit around Earth, built long before human technology was capable of achieving such a feat. If the objects in the photographs are not natural, and they are not man-made, the conclusion becomes inevitable. Something else put them there. This changes the conversation entirely. This is not about isolated sightings, scattered encounters, or single mysterious crafts. This is about an enduring, deliberate presence above our planet. A network capable of watching, observing, and perhaps even interacting with the surface below. A presence that predated our ability to reach for the stars, and yet chose to remain hidden in plain sight. The implications are profound. If we have in fact been watched for decades, perhaps longer, then humanity is not just discovering a new scientific truth, but facing an entirely new relationship with the universe. This is no longer a question of if. It becomes a question of who and why. Who built this network? Why are they observing us? And what have they learned? Dr. Villarreal's work does not provide the answers to these questions, but it does something perhaps even more important. It forces us to ask them. The night something attacked Colares Island. The series of events commonly known as the Colares Islands invasion, occurring between the summer of 1977 and continuing into 1978, stands out as one of the most significant periods of UFO activity ever documented. Over the course of several months, numerous encounters unfolded, capturing the attention of not only UFO researchers, but also leading to an official intervention
I'm
by the
getting really
Brazilian Air
bad.
Force. Each encounter, though seemingly connected by a common thread, brought forth a plethora of new details that intrigued investigators.
Uh-oh, I'm getting
Prior
too
to the
close
military's
that
involvement in the area, a variety of encounters with unidentified aerial phenomena had already drawn interest and speculation. This concentrated and prolonged period of UFO activity in Colares remains a subject that continues to fascinate and perplex researchers to this
line. I
day.
gotta bust.
In a scenario
Nothing's
involving
really
the military
lining up to
acknowledging
be busted.
significant injuries sustained by island residents, some researchers took it a step further,
Whoops, I
contending
should
that
have done that
fatalities
there.
might have also
Damn it.
occurred.
Janet.
Additionally, speculation arose within the
don't think I'm
UFO
gonna get
research
this
community, suggesting that a staggering figure of over 400 individuals might have fallen victim to having their blood drained by these mysterious unidentified flying objects.
Dang.
This particular incident, occurring off the coast of Brazil, briefly created the impression, especially for those directly impacted, that an actual invasion
rid
was
of you.
underway, leading to grave consequences. The event captured a transient
Right there.
moment in time marked by unsettling circumstances
But look, they're all
and
here.
fueled
I need a
suspicions
green,
of
and there's no green
extraterrestrial
coming up.
involvement. The incident that
I'm
took
gonna
place
biff.
on Colares Island holds significant relevance in the realm of UFO sightings and discussions about advanced beings. It has the potential to unveil a narrative that extends beyond mere extraterrestrial
biff.
encounters,
Here we go.
possibly involving covert activities
You're gonna watch
concealed
it. I didn't
amidst
even
the
get,
focus
like-
on proving the existence of alien life forms. This event raises questions about why unknown entities
Okay.
seem to be targeting unsuspecting residents in the fishing villages of northern Brazil. Delving into the intricacies of this incident may reveal layers of complexity that go beyond surface-level UFO sightings, shining light on potential motives and ramifications that transcend conventional understandings of extraterrestrial visitations. On the fateful evening of October 29th, while the husband and his pregnant wife were unwinding in the comfort of their living room, a disc-shaped craft unexpectedly appeared outside their window. Subsequently, a green laser beam penetrated through the window, rendering the couple immobile. To intensify the eerie scenario, two unfamiliar entities intruded into their residence. Fortunately, a vigilant neighbor intervened, warding off the entities with a shotgun and preventing further harm to the couple. Interestingly, both individuals eventually recovered from the ordeal, although Benedito continued to grapple with inexplicable episodes of melancholy for several weeks thereafter. The incident in question garnered the attention of numerous UFO enthusiasts and scholars who delved into the details. However,
hit there.
despite its prominence, it was just one of many occurrences that occurred on the island during that period. Interestingly, these sightings did not have their origins in the incident alone. They actually commenced as early as late April. Notably, while
not gonna
reports of
hit
similar
right.
Chupa Chupa beings can be spotted intermittently across Brazilian history in the 20th century, the turning point is often
Let's get this out
identified
of the
as
way.
April 26,
Then we
1977,
can switch it with
marking
this
the
one
transition to a phase where the phenomena escalated in
and get this
intensity.
over there.
This specific date is pivotal in understanding the
And now
shift
we have
towards
this
more
one.
aggressive
I'm
encounters
doing really
with
bad
these
on this
entities.
one.
On that particular night, just past midnight, a group of 4 fishermen found themselves on their small boat in the vicinity of Ilha dos Caranguejos, also known as the Island of Crabs. Unexpectedly, a bright and powerful light emerged and descended upon their boat, causing a moment of intense illumination. Subsequently, as per the accounts provided, the outcome of this strange encounter led to 2 fishermen sustaining severe injuries, with the unfortunate loss of 1 fisherman's life. This unfortunate incident marked the beginning of a series of escalating events and changes that would unfold in the aftermath. During the Ilha dos Caranguejos incident, which marked the onset of a series of events in the Colares Islands area, a significant phenomenon unfolded. The absence of modern
Oh, no.
technology like the internet during that era, coupled with the region's existing isolation and limited communication infrastructure described as precarious,
This is gonna fall.
led to
I'm
the
not gonna
majority
get
of
that
accounts
down.
staying confined to the local domain. In spite of their origin, whether local or external, the individuals in question displayed unwavering perseverance. As June unfolded, multiple newspapers from distant areas started to take notice of the reported incidents. This trend intensified significantly during the months of July and August in 1977, drawing increased attention from a broader audience beyond the immediate locale. The peculiar aerial phenomena witnessed on Colares Island have stirred a sense of apprehension and fear among its residents, as recounted in reports detailing how these events have caused widespread unease among the populace. Witnesses vividly described encounters with an unidentified flying object that emitted a blinding light beam and allegedly extracted their blood. Additionally, numerous accounts mentioned sightings of unconventional Y-shaped crafts with fiery emissions at their base, cited by a substantial number of individuals. These occurrences have instilled such fear that locals have taken to staying indoors after dark, fearful of being targeted by these mysterious UFOs that purportedly emit an intense ray capable of causing severe burns on the skin of its victims. In the town of Pinheiro, there was a significant increase in sightings that drew widespread attention. This surge in sightings was so pronounced that the mayor of the town, Maneko Paiva, took the proactive step of reaching out to the Aeronautics Command in São Luís for guidance on managing the situation effectively and preventing a potential eruption of panic among the residents. He said that the object did not emit any sound. It had a huge speed. It stops at any point and it follows in any direction. Many people fishing on boats were chased by this fireball and left many people sick. They had a fever and their eyes were burning. Following the communication, a report was forwarded to Belém Air Force Base. Nevertheless, the situation was on the brink of escalating further, with developments taking a more concerning turn. Light on this.
How are you today?
The sightings predominantly clustered around the Gurupi River region, prompting Giesa to coin the term Gurupi phase sightings to categorize these events. These obscure incidents hauntingly resonate with the mysterious behavior of these unidentified flying objects, sparking curiosity and speculation among those intrigued by the unknown.
Yeah,
In July 12,
I have my
1977,
YouTube chat room
the Journal
up.
da Bahia newspaper
I didn't
detailed
have
an
my Twitch
intriguing
chat
account
room
of a
up.
mysterious incident where a
And when I
luminous,
just noticed that I
unidentified
looked
flying
over and there
object
you
was
were.
reportedly
How are you
seen
today?
extracting blood from the residents.
I see that Mario's streaming right now. I'll probably jump over and do a quick hello, maybe do some fishing before I sign down. I'm on my 24 just days of pushing the button, getting used to streaming every day, but today I didn't feel like streaming at all, so I'm just going to play some Pogo games and listen to some weird YouTube videos. What were you saying about YouTube? YouTube has become unbearably bare when it comes to rabbit holes. Yeah, they really, you have to go to Rumble now for anything that's not extremely sifted, is a nice way to put it. Because definitely they're sifting through everything. Saying, oh, you can't say that. Try to look up something Charlie Kirk, and you have to like really know things, the slang for everything, because you can't even, there's nothing Charlie Kirk. You avoid Rumble. Why do you avoid Rumble? I find it's about the same. Yeah, I find it's not bad. But I do use BitChute or
Residents expressed genuine
no,
fear
I don't want
and
censorship
anxiety,
either.
dreading the possibility of becoming the
X
next
has
prey
been pretty
to this
rough.
vampire-like light phenomenon. The report further documented the unfortunate demise of 2 local individuals attributed to the peculiar blood-sucking luminosities. This peculiar incident not only stirred fear within the community, but also raised profound questions regarding the origin and intentions of the strange
I get
luminous
you.
entity.
The whole, you can't
Through
say
a
anything
comprehensive
against the
analysis of the
government.
events, it becomes evident that the presence of such an unusual phenomenon deeply
That's why I'm
impacted
like
the
really
local
upset
community,
about the whole
leaving
Charlie
them in a
Kirk
state
thing.
of unease and uncertainty.
We need to figure out
During the occurrences of these sightings,
why that
the local
young
community
man's
would
life
soon
was
notice that the
ended.
presence of flames, fires,
No matter what you
or
thought
even
about
something as
like
minor
what
as
he
a lit
said,
cigarette
and
would draw the attention of these luminous
I think
and
there's
perilous
been a lot of
entities.
lies said about him.
An unforgettable event occurred in the Pinheiro region
We're not
involving a farm where, at
are
the
we
request
really
of the
so
farm
stupid
owner,
to
a
believe
group
that
of
some
26 labourers laboured late
like
into the night
gamer
to set up
kid
fences.
and
One of the
his
workers
furry
decided to venture to a
boyfriend
nearby river to catch fish
did
with the
this,
intention
you know,
of providing a
it's so
meal for the
ridiculous.
entire group upon completion of their tasks.
And then he went
This
to
incident
Dairy
underscored
Queen
the stunning
for
allure of these
an
mysterious
ice cream
glowing
cone,
objects
and then he
to the
went to
surrounding
another
population,
restaurant
leaving a
for
lasting impression on
steak
those
dinner.
who witnessed it.
you know, that's
In the midst of
it's
his
just so
presence on
weird.
the riverbank, a mesmerizing blue-white radiant light materialized in the expanse of the sky above him. Instantly gripped by fear, he hastily relinquished all his belongings and made a frantic retreat back to the safety of his companions. To his astonishment, the mysterious entity trailed closely behind, diffusing its ethereal blue luminescence onto the terrain beneath. Observing in awe,
What's Mario
the group
doing?
stood
Is he playing
transfixed
games over
as
there?
the unidentified object lingered in the air for an approximate span of 45 minutes before gradually veering off into the distance,
Because I'm
leaving an
about
air
ready
of
to
mystery
push
in
the
its
button.
wake.
Push the
Several
off
days
button.
later, João Barros, a 41-year-old
But I'm
individual,
actually
accompanied by
enjoying
2 companions, engaged in a fishing
this-
expedition along a river in the vicinity of the São Bento area. At
This
approximately
game.
around 1 in the morning, an inexplicable luminous entity materialized abruptly before
An
their boat. The
inexplicable.
mysterious object emitted a red glow at its
An
core,
inexplicable.
contrasting with a soft hue of light blue-green towards its periphery.
All right, give
This
me
orb-like
1
craft
second.
traversed
I'll
in
be
close
right back.
proximity to their vessel before vanishing into the darkness. Notably,
I'll be right
Bar-
back. Echo, are you living in part of the... I don't... We were from Canada. Is Canada supposed to be hit with this big megastorm like we are? Oh, that's so funny that the Be Right Back sign is behind. Well, that's a giant fail. Let's move that a little bit. There we go. But it's supposed to be on top of everything. That's so funny. All right, we can leave it there. All right, so let's get rid of it. All right, so you wrote, Rumble failed. You don't want censorship, at least not for the benefit of the government. It's because they want people to follow predictive programming. So many people wanted the criminal to be a furry. At least in the channels I was in, we have much bigger enemies, but instead people want to fight with their own people. Isn't that the truth? I knew who you were talking about. So here's my theory about that man, is that he was exploring. He was just this college kid, pretty nerdy from all descriptions of him. And I assume he was exploring the deviant behavior of his, and I think that they said in the beginning they weren't boyfriends. They were just gamer friends. And then things escalated from there. And in my opinion, which, you know, I have zero facts because why would I? But, so, I think that Tyler was looking up some stuff on his computer that is unacceptable. And somebody said, hey, if you show up with whatever and help us out, you're not going to go to jail for what we found on your computer, and your parents won't know and get embarrassed by it. I kind of think it was like that type of a thing, where just some dorky kid who wasn't, you know, who did some stuff he didn't want his parents to find out about. I don't know, because that makes more sense than he planned that entire thing all by himself and then decided to go get an ice cream cone. Like, make that make sense. All right, I'm going to read what you said. Kirk got groomed into the criminal ring and he ended up rejecting it. Blackmail is common. About Kirk, I kind of think this female that became his wife had ulterior motives, because when they look into the fact, this is right on the border, I'm going to go down. I'm going down, son. When they look into her past is pretty icky. Yeah, she's super sketchy. Yep, I lost that one. She's really sketchy. I'm actually thinking about taking that video of her last speech, because whenever she says like Jesus, her eyes go like, let me see if I can do it. She's like, and Jesus was our Lord and Savior. And then she'll go and talk like this, like as if it's really nice. And then she'll say like, and Jesus. It's like, what the hell are all those faces for? So I almost want to clip all those faces she makes when she's talking about Jesus. Because it's like, oh my gosh, so scary. It's like, I want my blanket. Just for my own humor. Because that's on Rumble too. Yeah, and they seem supernatural. So, and if you look at like how his business was like him, his buddy, and this older guy who was paying for everything. And Charlie was just going around being really happy, and Kansas was with him, and there was a lot of smiles, and you know, everybody was happy. And then suddenly he meets Erica by really strange circumstances, and he meets Erica by super strange circumstances. And then suddenly his board of directors went from 3 to like 15, and the money started doubling and doubling and doubling and doubling. And it was like, and then he figured it out. I think that's what that whole Doge, what do they call it? You're not allowed to say audit or else you get sued. They call it a Doge inquiry or whatever it was. And then suddenly he's like, oh my gosh, I need to get out of this. And there was a house sale that was made, and I don't think she was thrilled about the fact that she had to sell her house, because I think he was trying to get out of needing that money. And so basically Charlie married bad is what it's coming down to. Like, and I wanted to be like, give that woman the benefit of the doubt, even though I found her little white suited speech right after he died, like, you have awakened the Kraken or whatever she said. And I was like, oh, this speech is really bad, but maybe she's just trying to show strength. And I say that with a question. Tucker woke up when he noticed churches were being destroyed in Israel. Yeah. I like Tucker. His laugh is infectious. And he like does these inappropriate laughs where he'll tell like a joke that's like so inappropriate, and then all of a sudden he does that like silly little laugh. It's so hilarious. I like Tucker. He's a good guy. Tucker and that laugh. Love that laugh. It's freaky. Like, the whole entire thing is just too freaky. Way too freaky. Like, and he found out some stuff, and he's running around screaming, wait, did I do that? Too much of a fence. Tucker, 4 to 10 trust. Too much of a fence rider. Huh. When he was on Fox News, I would have said yes. But right now, I've been watching him, and I'm not so awful. Yeah, well, Fox, that's, yeah, that you have to really pay attention to what you're listening to there, because they did that Erica interview that I found was despicable. Uh-oh, I'm right on the line. I'm losing it. It's going down. It's going down because I need this blue. So let's put this green here. Any MSN will dock points off. Yeah. You can't, yeah, there's no mainstream media that anybody touches, that anybody believes in anymore. Can I squeeze that in there? I don't think so. But should we try? We should try, otherwise we're going to fail. So let's boom. Oh, it actually got it. I don't think there's anybody who legitimately believes mainstream media anymore. What if we... So I don't know how it is there. But I think people are completely disconnected from their actual, oh shoot, are completely disconnected from cable. So I don't know who actually is listening to all this stuff. Not CA. WAUS. Not California. Are you saying Washington State? Washington State is a little iffy sometimes. So that's really close to you guys. Do they influence you? Like, they're right there on your border, Washington State. Do they influence you at all? Yeah. But I think once we stop all the illegal stuff that's been going on with, you know, you need people to vote with an ID. And I don't understand how that's controversial, because, you know, I can't deposit money without showing an ID. I can't pick up a prescription without showing an ID. Yet it's like somehow weird to ask for ID to vote. Do you guys get to vote with ID, or do they just like take your word for it? Like, yep, that's me. The West states, yeah. You quit voting. So I haven't quit voting, and I have a very real reason for that. And I've heard a lot of people say they're going to sit out voting. I'm going to at least do me. Like, this way I have the right to bitch is a nice way to say it. So if I don't vote, I don't have a right to bitch. But if I do vote, I have a right to bitch. But you guys got stuck with quite a few whoppers recently. I don't understand your politics too much. And they keep saying it's, but you get free health care. But everybody I know from up there pretty much gets screwed on the health care. It seems like your accountants run. But wasn't that, and I believe the software with Maduro, I believe that's kind of why he had to get picked up, so that we can get his crappy programs out of the election cycles. Because we haven't heard much about him lately, and I literally think that his arrest warrant was just activated so that we can get him out of the elections. It's like, hey, but everybody that I know from Venezuela is super happy that that was done, so I'm happy for those people. I wasn't that familiar, except for the only thing I knew is that, like, the government took so much of their money and food that they were like eating zoo animals, and it's like, oh my gosh, you poor people. Yep, here we go, I'm crashing. I wouldn't even mind if they went back to paper. A bunch of people sitting around with pieces of paper. So I think our government going along with stuff. But then again, you're looking at like the European countries, and they're allowing assaults, and they're just allowing so much to get messed up just so that they can have power. It's this. And what do you think about this? There's something of peace. What's that called? Some new peace coalition. They're going to get rid of the UN or something. Kind of peace through strength. The margin of error is much greater. I don't know what to tell you. I would just like to have something that I can hold in my hand and say, yeah, I drove. I had moved and I didn't have time to put in, because back then you couldn't put in for an absentee ballot, but I was too late. Like, I moved, and when I moved, it kept me from being able to get paperwork for an absentee ballot, like mail it to me, and I couldn't switch where I was registered. And so I drove pretty far to go vote, and then when I checked the computer, it said that I hadn't participated in that election. It was like, yes, I drove really, really far to get there. So I don't know what to tell you. I almost would trust Elon. Like, Elon, you figure it out, dude. You're a pretty smart guy. You've been sounding the alarm about stolen elections. If you can figure out how we can have an election without people stealing it, that would be great. Thanks. Not Elon. You know what? I like Elon. I know that people are anti-Elon, but I really like Elon. There's, we don't have much choices out there. So I'm going to go for Elon. He has like 6 kids. He doesn't want the world messed up because he has 6 kids. Oh, let me just switch over to see if I'm missing anything. Okay, there we go. Why don't you like Elon? And I'm sure your criticism is fair. It's just that he was a payment processor for porn. He was, yeah. Oh, and it was also called X. I didn't know that. Then he sold it to PayPal and claims he is the founder of PayPal. He was with PayPal for a while, right? I thought he worked for PayPal. I thought he sold his stuff, and then when he sold his stuff, they put him on the board or something. I am really getting hit hard with these balls here. And there I go crashing down. Pretty common with developers, keep them around as a source of information. So back in the day, regular websites didn't pay anything for anything. So I can see him having to jump into payment processing for porn because of the fact that it's not like today where a lot of websites need payment processors. So I was very new to PayPal. In fact, they paid me $5 to join PayPal. I had a boss sell his software, and he stuck around in a very limited way. So if he was trying to become a payment processor and work out like the PayPal details, I can see where he would only have the porn people to work with. Because back then, I used to build websites, and people who were normal Joes didn't build websites back then. And the only kind of like work that you could get was that type of a job. And it was pretty disgusting, but it was work for a stay-at-home mom. I'm not saying like I was on them, I'm just saying like I built their structures for them. And not that I like approve or whatever, but there was very few people hiring website developers. I actually learned how to code when it was just like, it was so much different than now. You had to write everything. I wrote everything on a text file. So I can see if he wanted to be a payment processor, that's the only sites people were paying stuff for. And our society has come to where like lots of people have websites. But back then, people didn't have websites, so nobody was paying money for anything. It cost, my first domain name that I bought back then, it cost $250, and that was right after, like, they used to cost more than that, and I couldn't afford what it was. I don't remember what the websites cost before they came down to $250. But right now, websites are so common that they cost, what, about $15 a year, rather than the $250 per year. I've been in this game for a very, very long time, and now I'm doing me. I'm gonna push this YouTube button and develop my own channel. I was on Twitch when Twitch was Justin TV. That's like how old I am. Twitch was Justin TV. I messed that one up. I remember streaming on Justin TV, and there was these crazy squirrels in my yard. And I was putting food out for the squirrels, and I took my cam, and I used to just do like Adobe Photoshop. That, you know, Mario will tell you that I just spend a lot of hours with doing Photoshop online. Just gives me people to talk to, like right now, like I would talking to you while I'm playing some games. And the squirrels were going really crazy out there, so I took my cam and I showed it out the window. And then I got in trouble from Justin TV because I didn't, what did they say? I forget how they, it was like an unmonitored chat room or something like that. And then they were like, your driveway is not a game. I mean, it was like that type of a thing. I forget what they said, but I was like suspended. It's so funny for me to get suspended from something because I don't break people's rules. I mean, it's your platform. If you want me to not to do something, I won't do it. But you see what they have today. Like they have all these like weird ASMR girls, and then I got in trouble for showing a squirrel feeder. It's like, oh, there's Kim. She's a danger to society, showing those dang squirrels. So ridiculous. Oh no. Okay, Echo, I'm gonna head off. I will be back tomorrow, probably about the same time. If you've heard worse of suspensions, yeah, like I got suspended for, and I don't think it was long. I think it was like a week or so, but for showing, like I took my cam and I was doing Photoshop. So I'm still looking at my computer. I just took the cam off my face and put it out, and the squirrels were playing. And then I got this like warning letter. It was like, oh my gosh, what are you talking about? And they for breaking rules, and yeah. So anyway, I'm gonna head on. I'm gonna go jump over in Mario's room and do a few fishing things. So I'll meet you over there. But in the meantime, thank you for stopping in and making me not talk to myself. It's so much nicer when I don't talk to myself. What game is he playing over there? Someone got bad from subs. Oh, that's awesome. I wonder how proud my son would be of me if I started that. Like, hi, I'm coming back to Twitch and I want some subs. No, oh no, Mario, you're raiding. I was just coming over to you. Hi, everybody from Mario's channel. I was just coming over to you. Thank you, everybody. Mario is awesome. Echo. I didn't know he was ending his show. So thank you. No, bad. Yeah, I was just coming over to you. I was just telling Echo a goodbye. Play some games. All right, I'll play for a little bit. I was going to finish this game and then come over to you. I'm doing one of those. I just promised myself the timing. Yeah. I was just telling Echo that. I said, what's Mario doing over there? You were watching me? Did you hear me talking? Because Echo was that. Echo was telling me somebody got banned from doing farts for subs. And I said, I should do that like over on YouTube. Like, do you think Sean would be proud of me? Oh, you saw me streaming. Yeah, no, I was just saying to Echo, I'm going to go over to your place and fish for a while. Because I told myself, Mario, that I'm going to push the button for 24 shows for at least an hour every day for 24 days. And then I'm actually going to do a formal video, like a curated video, rather than just do my normal whatever. And then I started telling Echo about Justin TV and about how, you know, how I always do my Photoshop. And if anybody comes in and talks to me, I'm doing work. So I'm happy when people come in to talk to me. And the squirrels, yeah, girls do anything, yeah, in the stream. And that's a very weird ASMR version to do farts for subs. That's disgusting. That's disgusting. But then I was saying to Echo, like, you think Sean would be proud of me? There's my mom. Let's go watch my mom. Would you be happy to jump in on a raid and I'm doing farts for subs? I should stream in my Speedo outfit. Make it a tinfoil Speedo. That way you can say you're just a conspiracy theorist. Because you're wearing a tinfoil Speedo. I think if some dude's up there doing farts for subs, because that's like guy humor, I think that that's pretty funny. I don't think you should be banned for that. Who reported some girl streamers are in bikinis? I know, Mario, and then they come into my channel and they're like, hey, show your blah blah blah. Body painting was okay on Twitch. No, that's not okay. Not okay. They're like, oh, well, you need to show your blah. At my age, I might fart. You might fart, pee, and you have to do 3 things. Oh, and burp. Fart, burp, and pee yourself on cam. I have to tell you that I will not unfriend you, but I really will make fun of you. Just saying. I will super make fun of you. Yeah, so I remember I used to play Pogo every Friday, and then I thought that like, hey, today's Friday, and so I just decided to jump in with this Pogo, and they've updated it. Look how fancy it is. Bejewel is fun too. Why don't we get together on like on Pogo and do like some sort of a joint stream where we're just playing games with each other and talking. We can, like, I don't know, throw our voices on Discord. I'm gonna bust. I was paying attention to you. I got one line too low. Oh no, I'm going down. I don't see how I'm gonna get out of going down. I'm going down. I have 2 purples. Maybe I can... Wait, I can put one here. Boom. And then put the other one right... Yeah, no, I needed one more. Nope. Yeah, we should play one of these games together in a joint chat someday. I mean, in a joint stream someday. Do it again. Yeah, here I am. I like this game. And yes, Bejeweled is fun. That's kind of the same type of a thing, I guess. You know, I like all the corny games. The games that you play are just too... I don't have that type of talent. Maybe I would if I paid attention longer, but I usually just do games instead of Photoshop or whatever I'm working on. Yeah, I'm completely happy. Like, yes, totally working out. Totally working out. We're going to get hit with a bunch of snow, so even though I've promised myself that I'm going to stream, I don't know if we're going to have, like, internet. Because the last time we had a really bad rainstorm, and look at this internet. Here, I'll show you. It's going to be minus 40 over the weekend. Holy smoke. An ice storm. No snow. You're not getting snow? Because where I used to live in New Hampshire, they're getting like 24 inches. No shot. Okay. So look at this internet. You just had 3 feet of snow? Get out. Oh, no chance. Wow. So look at this internet, and this will go down to nothing if we get a bad storm. And I think there must be water getting into the wires somewhere. Because how does this go down to, like, look at this internet, and how does this go down to like 1s and 2s when it rains? So there has to be a wire somewhere that's getting... Yeah, these are great numbers. I mean, to stream on Twitch, maybe not on YouTube, but to stream on Twitch, you only need like a 5 here. And this is lightning fast. Amazing. I like it. But the last couple times that we've had weather events, it's been not so good. I actually in order to get because I told myself I would stream for the 24 days in a row, and then I would do like a curated video. So the last time I had to use my hotspot on my phone, and I wound up using like 10 gigs of data just to fulfill a promise. But you know how I am. When I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. I don't not do what I say I'm going to do. What is your internet? Echo, you don't think there's a chance of snow where you guys are? Or where I am, they're saying 100%. But then again, it's the weather people. And they started seeding the skies again. It's 547 downloads and 40 upload. Yeah, so that they get you... The uploads are what you actually need. And if you're not doing FiOS, you can't get like matched. That was a bad shot. And I'm getting hit again. No. You paid $90 a month for that? Oh, holy smokes. This is not bouncing in there. Oh, it did bounce in there. I did not think that was going to bounce in there. Let's see if this goes all the way through or gets stuck. Oh, it went in there. So if I can get this to here somehow. And here. Alright, but now I have this side. Nope. I'm down. I'm going down. $40 for your cell. You spent $130 for your cell. Sean just got some sort of a program with, well, Comcast, but you're up in Canada. I don't know what the things are up there. But he did like his cell and his house internet, and got some channels, and I don't know. I'll have him come talk to you about what kind of deal he got if you have Comcast up there. Echo, do you have Starlink for your truck? I've kind of been researching Starlink. I was hoping to be able to use it when I go do, you know, like estate sales. What's this? Balance stone. Oh, I don't want to power up. I'd rather fail on my own than power up. Only hardwire. For your truck? How do you have a hardwire for your truck? Oh, you mean for when you're home you have the hardwire. I've kind of been researching Starlink. I think that's in my future. Again with the Elon thing. Told you, I like Elon. I mean, I don't trust anyone completely, but he has my trust. It's funny because when you say that you like someone, you're like, oh, I like him. And they're like, do you know that in 1954 he drank Pepsi with Altoids? It's so funny how you're supposed to be like 100%. I don't even know people in person who I'm friends with where I agree with 100% of everything that they've ever said, ever. The internet's a weird place that way. Where it's like, did you know that he was anti-purple frogs. It's like, he's basically a nice dude. I don't know about his frog history. All right, gentlemen, I think I'm going to... I don't think I trust anyone. That's probably the safest way to be. It's like, you know what? Across the board, I don't trust a daggone person. People will let you down. You're like, I thought we were bros. But people will let you down. And I'm going to come back to Charlie Kirk with that, Echo. Yo, that dude had people around him all the time who told him he was like the greatest thing ever. And then he passes away and they're all like, Charlie who? Even his own wife. She's like, yeah, what was his name? That was so, it's just so phony and disgusting to me. So phony, so disgusting. Right? Like, the dude had people around him and they're calling him up all the time like, hey, I need you with this. I need you with that. Like, he had all those people around him and he like was publicly executed and there's nobody. Oh, hey, hey, Radiocom 1G says he's the best mod ever. He really is. How you doing today, Radio? But anyway, Echo about Charlie. What was I saying? Like he just had all these people around him, and the only person who cares that he was like in front of, like, on live TV. I know who Radio is. I talk to Radio all the time. So we've been on your channel for about the same amount of time. But with Charlie, like, all those people, like, nobody's, like, you would expect that all his friends would be like, yes, let's get together and solve this case, because there's no way that Robinson, some little furry kid, did this. And his friends were like, oh, I guess the FBI has it handled. It's time to go have another black tie ball. And we're going to sell the t-shirts that, you know, and then we're going to make all the people, you know, just feel sorry for us because we lost our friend. Boo-hoo. And now we're going to make a lot of money because of his name. And they're like, well, let's find out who killed him. And they're going to be like, nah, we don't have time for that. We have a company to build. I can understand paying your respect and thanks, but people keep trying to involve themselves like they were part of Kirk. Right. And what about the fact that they put a replica or maybe the actual tent where and so people could take selfies? And then did you see when she was like over his coffin going, I love you so. And he had like these little baby hands, like his hands were like this big. The man was like 7 foot tall and he had like these little tiny baby hands, and she's like, I love you, Ew, it was so gross. Like, she's like, I'm going to mourn the loss of my husband. She's like, I'm going to mourn the loss of my husband. Can you film this for me? Yeah, just push that button right there. Thanks. Oh, Charlie. It's like, oh my my gosh. And then they're going to be like, what shall we tell the people who are trying to find out who your husband's killer is? She's like, and she goes like this. She goes, don't. I was like, no, she said stop. She was all like, stop. I just want you to stop. And they're like, we're trying to find his killer. She's like, no, I will sue you. Like, what kind of stuff is that? Yeah, that part. Oh, it's so bad. The whole thing is bad. Like, I really want it to be like, yeah, everybody mourns differently. Like, I kind of wanted to be in that type of a thing. But then when you started seeing that she was just disgusting, I was like, all right, well, let's not be Team Erica anymore. But watch when she, so what, you know what, I might do that tomorrow night. I might jump on here tomorrow night and we'll take that Rumble and I'll copy it. I'll record the Rumble thing and then we'll just cut out all the places where, so that she's like, every time she says Jesus, she's like, Jesus, and her skin's coming off her face when she says it, and then she'll go to talk like normal, like, yeah, I had on this suit and people didn't like my suit, but I wore it was comfortable. And then she's like, Jesus. It's like, oh my gosh. Like, you just, like, who is she? Like, what is going on? Is she even like the real Erica? Like, is she really just the real Erica? Because otherwise, his life was so fake. Was any part of his life real? But anyway, that's just my take on things. Like, as a non-whatever, she's probably going to be like, sue Kim for saying that my eyes looked hellish. But that's just my take on things. So I stopped being Team her when I just started watching her be really despicable. Oh yeah, who's Hustle? I know who Heavy Duty Country is. I actually like him. He's got some really good takes on stuff. And he seems like he would be fun as shit to hang out with. They have good videos on this topic. I don't know who Hustle is, but I do know who Heavy Duty Country is, and he's a good guy. Like, I think he would just be cool to hang out with. Like, hey, dude, bring your wife. I'm making dinner. Come on over. But yeah, no, he seems like. Did you see him make them shots when he was trying to make that 30-06 work? And he took them shots? Those shots were badass. Alright. Good night, Mario. Sorry I didn't get to fish with you. And thank you for raiding. I appreciate you. I really do. Thank you for raiding. I'm going to play another game or two. And then I'm going to bed also. But I want to ask Yeah, thank you. I'm glad you finally rated me. That was awesome. Hustle. Is that an L or an I? It's Hustl. And he's like Heavy Duty Country. Night, sweet dreams, Mario. I appreciate you so much for rating my channel. That's wonderful. You're always great. Is Radio still here? Radio, you have a nice night too. So he's more of a video compilationist. Okay. I will check him out. In the meantime, I think, what's going on right there? In the meantime, I'm going to finish this game and then go to sleep. Oh, hold on, baby. I got you. Hold on. There you go, sweetie. I will listen to him and tell you later. Let me look him up right now and you can tell me if it's the right person. YouTube. And you said Hustl. Oh, okay. His name is Hustl. That's him. All right, I'm gonna put a subscribe in here. Let's peek at his videos. Is he a video or a short guy? Not as in stature, but as in videos. Oh, okay. What the hell? Oh, so his content is basically what I'm thinking myself. This thing right here, when she was hugging the back of JD's head, man, that was so like inappropriate. Oh, here it is. Those stop eyes. See those eyes, those stop eyes? But then she'll be normal, and then this demon comes over her or something. Good night, Mario. Oh, good night, Radio. Radio, are you still here, or are you saying good night to Mario? All right, these are long. Okay, this is 16 minutes. She rushes to close the case. But see, she has the law wrong. Like, she gets most things wrong. The victim, in the eyes of the law, is not due a speedy trial. The person who's accused is due a speedy trial so they can get on with their life. The victim can't demand a speedy trial. And they're not really listening to her. She's such an idiot. She really, well, in my opinion, she's such an idiot. I haven't seen her do anything smart. She needs to take care of her kids. Charlie believed that the children should be taken care of, so somebody else should run the company. She should take care of the kids and just be a mom for a while. Those kids just lost their dad. That has to mean something, you know? Radio, we're talking about Charlie and how there's no way that gamer kid did it. Like, he planned that whole thing himself. And then, yeah, they're all 12 to 1. Yeah, I'm gonna go, wait, nothing short. So this one, right there, this one struck my interest. Did Charlie Kirk ever question this? Erica's past looks. Her past comes out. Like, this is, did he ever question it? That's kind of my question too. I think at the end he figured out who she was. I really do. I think at the end he figured out who she was and that this whole company, they were stealing. So are you familiar with Baron? Because Baron had one hell of a show on tonight. I don't think he went, I think, how do I say this about Charlie? I don't think he went along with it. I think he figured it out when he figured out what was going on with all the threats. I think he figured it out too late. Here, Baron Coleman. Are you familiar with him? He has some really brilliant stuff. I'll put him up. And so does Coach Collins. Baron Coleman is not this. When I first saw him, no, this is Baron Coleman. He's not mainstream. When I first saw him, he had like 800 subscribers. And it was like, oh, why does this guy only have 800 subscribers? And then look at this, 186,000. Like, yeah, within like a month. I'm saying a month, but it was a couple of months. He went from the 800 subscribers that he had to 186,000. People are discovering him left and right. He is, He's really good, and he has a funny laugh. Not quite Tucker Carlson laugh, because Tucker Carlson will say something like dark, and then he like laughs at it because it kind of tickles him. But this guy has a funny laugh. You haven't heard of him? Yeah, he's really good. And Coach Colin. Here, let me put up Coach Colin. So there's so many that are good ones, because there's like Jesse, and you know, Heavy Duty Country and Valhalla and all those. Of course, you know, Ian. And so this guy right here, I Am Coach Colin. He's really good too. Radio, you're in Chicago, right? And that's where Charlie was originally from. Does anybody talk about it there? Oh, here, Jesse on Fire and Coach Colin. I didn't know that they got together to talk together. 5 months ago. I missed that. This is Jesse on Fire. This is Coach Colin. Coach Colin used to do Joe Rogan reaction videos, and then he just started talking about the Charlie Kirk thing, and he moved on to Candace Owens. So he has a lot too. He has 324,000 subscribers. All right, I'm gonna go to sleep because I just crushed, like, as in made a mess out of like the last 5 games. So I think it's time for me to go to sleep. Gentlemen, thank you very much for being here. I appreciate you. And I will see you on Twitch, I guess, tomorrow. Because I'm pushing this button as long as the snow doesn't take my internet away. But gentlemen, have a nice night. Sweet dreams to you. I appreciate you guys both being here. I appreciate it more than you would know. So thank you. And there we go. Good night. Take care and have a good night. Yes, you too. Sweet dreams. I hope you don't get snowed on. Talk to you.